Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Natalia Moczulska, and this is the news. U.S. National Security Advisor to President Jake Sullivan has confirmed that Ukraine will receive fourth-generation F-16 fighter jets. This war has been going on for 451 days now, and we are looking with hope for some kind of breakthrough that will finally bring peace. Yesterday's decision on the F-16 planes, a historic decision, as President Zelensky called it, is perhaps a sign of a radical change in military capability in favor of Ukraine. President Joe Biden has opened the floodgates for U.S. partners to transfer F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. Countries that have U.S. military equipment can only resell or re-export armaments with the approval of the White House. Yesterday's decision clears the way for sending F-16s to Ukraine. We have delivered on all our promises and ensured that the Ukrainians are well positioned ahead of the counteroffensive. Now it is necessary to determine what Ukraine will need in the future to defend itself against Russian aggression. The jets received by Ukraine will be used exclusively for defensive purposes, and the United States will not enable or support attacks on Russian territory. On Monday, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte said they would form an international coalition to both provide Ukrainian pilots with F-16 fighter jets and training. Poland has not expressed an official position on joining the initiative. Here, decisions must be made collectively and collegially, and within the framework of this coalition, we will make such commitments that on the one hand will allow us to help Ukraine, but on the other hand will not weaken our defense potential. Such a decision must not only take into account the aspect of wanting to help Ukraine, it must also take into account the aspect of our security issues, so that when we donate equipment to Ukraine, we do not weaken our security, our military security. President Joe Biden is under relentless pressure from the opposition, which is opposed to supporting Ukraine. American experts have also been critical of the handover of the planes. The U.S. side states in these official statistics that the F-16s at the moment have not suffered any defeat. The Russian side also speaks with such appreciation of the F-16s, despite everything. We know that these aircraft are equipped with a system for conducting combat beyond the range of such direct contact, maintain a high maneuverability, are able to target with high precision, and attack objects both during the day and at night. F-16 jets are more effective than Soviet-era fighters, which are still the mainstay of Ukrainian aviation. Due to the United States' resistance on the issue so far, Poland initiated the formation of a coalition of countries on the transfer of MiG-29 fighter jets back in March. To date, Poland and Slovakia have transferred more than 20 of them. I think this is important to the extent that it paved the way for the creation of this new coalition, which at the moment will work on the transfer of U.S.-made F-16 fighters to Ukraine. They got the opportunity to support modern aviation, which will be unrivaled in a duel with Russian aviation. This will be another step towards victory over Russia. Before Ukrainian pilots can start using F-16s to defend their homeland, they must undergo proper training, which can take up to 12 months. President Joe Biden has agreed to train Ukrainian pilots to operate the jets in America. The electronic equipment, so the brain of modern combat aircraft, is the latest generation equipment, as these aircraft have undergone modernization in the last 10 to 15 years. And so for Ukrainian pilots, for a potential offensive or further fighting in Ukraine, because let's remember that these aircraft will not appear tomorrow, it will only be a matter of time. It will certainly be a very important part of the expansion of the Ukrainian armed forces capabilities. Ukraine hopes the West will donate a total of about 50 F-16 fighter jets, with Britain, the United States, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Denmark jointly taking care of boosting Ukrainian combat capabilities. A summit of G7 leaders is underway in Hiroshima, Japan, with the participation of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The importance of this meeting is best demonstrated by who sat at the table besides the hosts: France, Canada, Germany, the United Kingdom, Italy, and the U.S. The European Union has observer status, and at Japan's invitation, the presidents of Ukraine and Brazil, as well as the Prime Minister of India, are also attending the summit. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak in Hiroshima today and thanked him for London's role in the international coalition to transfer F-16 aircraft to Kyiv.
We spoke a lot about future jazz coalition, and I want to thank you and all the partners about this decision, about training mission. It's really, really very, very important. I will share with you our meetings yesterday, which have been very important. For us, it's very important to involve the peace formula as much as possible countries, and I'm happy that there are very positive signals.
During talks with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he appealed for India's support for Ukraine's peace formula. This was their first meeting since the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. When the Indian students returned from Ukraine last year, their stories gave me an idea of the confusion and pain faced by the people of Ukraine. I want to assure you that to help solve your difficulties, India and I personally will certainly do our best. The war in Ukraine is a huge topic of discussion around the world. Its impact is big in the world. Therefore, I don't think it is just a question of economics or politics. For me, it is a question of humanity and humanitarian values. G7 members also highlighted the growing challenges to global security, including economic security, resulting from China's policies.
I think this is a unique opportunity as well to exchange with a lot of other countries from the south and to express your situation, convey your message, and share your view. And we will discuss about that, but I do believe that it can be a game changer.
The statement stressed that countries that try to use trade ties as an instrument of leverage will suffer the consequences of their actions. This is a clear signal sent to Beijing and a manifestation of concerns about China's excessive role in global supply chains. Through infrastructure investment, we aim to expand clean energy together with partner countries, create a society resilient to climate change, strengthen supply chains, connect people with digital technologies and transportation infrastructure, and build a world where no one is left behind. Furthermore, we will implement these investments in a transparent and fair manner and contribute to the sustainable development of our partner countries.
Together, we've initiated quality and sustainable infrastructure projects across Africa, Asia, and the Americas. And we're strengthening our shared climate security, health security, and food security, and economic security. All four are critical. We started to engage more private investors to better de-risk and leverage additional capital.
The G7 leaders also assured that the Russian and Belarusian athletes will in no way act as representatives of their countries. The statement by the political leaders comes at a time when authorities in many sports are loosening restrictions on Russian and Belarusian participation ahead of next year's Olympic Games in Paris. In addition, according to the Tokyo government's decision, the assets of some 100 individuals and legal entities from Russia who have attempted to avoid the sanctions already in place will be frozen. Earlier today, a nursery and a kindergarten were opened in Działoszyce in Świętokrzyskie Voivodeship, and Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki announced that another 100,000 places will be created in nurseries, despite the fact that the number of nursery care places has already been increased from 80 to 230,000. The Prime Minister also remembered about the seniors. The political campaign led by law and justice politicians continues. Today, Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki hosted a visit to the local government nursery in Działoszyce, where he presented new details on the Maluch Plus program. Not only have we increased the number of nursery care places from 80,000 to 230,000, but today another 100,000 places are being built under Maluch Plus, so the total will be 330,000. The Prime Minister's office also met with pensioners from the Senior Citizens Club in Skarbimierz. The Prime Minister recalled that on Tuesday, the Council of Ministers passed a bill that stipulates that the 14th pension will be paid annually. Dear pensioners, dear seniors, this is a permanent benefit for you from now on. We will not allow anyone to take it away from you. It has been almost a week since the political campaign of Law and Justice. Last Sunday, the President of Law and Justice announced announced the first details of the party's election program. These include an increase in the 500-plus benefit to 800 zł, free highways, and medicine for seniors aged 65 and over. 2,000 medicines for seniors 75 plus. We're extending this program to new ages of seniors from 65 and over.
Nowe roczniki seniorów.
According to a poll by the Polster Research Institute for Super Express, it is the idea of free medicine for people over 65 that has the greatest support among Polish people. As many as 79% of Polish citizens evaluated the proposal positively. Our Polish pensioners have such low pensions and medicine is so expensive that they have the choice of either paying rent or paying for the medicine that prolongs their lives. This is where the state actually intervenes in some way. The economy is essential, but the citizen is the subject, and society is the subject of the government. On the other hand, the thing that divides Poles is the issue of increasing the 500-plus benefit to 800 zł. More than half of Polish citizens view this idea negatively. This social solidarity shown to the youngest under this program is a good move, and I think that a significant portion of those who are negative about this accretive proposal will change their minds after deeper reflection. In contrast, as many as 71% of citizens voted in favor of free travel for cars on Polish highways. According to Infrastructure Minister Andrzej Adamczyk, the abolition of tolls may take place as early as July 1st of this year. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Please stay tuned for Poland Daily Weather, Poland Daily Business, and some of our other programs. But for me, have a wonderful evening.